Good morning, everyone. This is M4J Watt Replays, and today I am going to be doing a tips and tricks video for Uprising. I had originally planned to post an MT25 review, and I am sorry that I am not doing that, but next week I will definitely be posting that review unless something comes up, specifically internet problems. But yes, this week we are just doing this tips and tricks video. So first up, this is just a fun game mode. If you don't have to play it to win, you don't have to play it, to get the damage or anything like that. You can just YOLO and it's gonna be perfectly fine because it's just a fun game mode. I don't think it affects your stats. It actually might, but it's just a fun game mode. But if you really do want to win those games and get the damage out, then I'm going to provide a couple tricks, not trips, that will help with that. So first off, try and survive as long as you can. And this is definitely the most important out of these, or at least pretty close to the most important. Try to survive as long as you can and get as much elixir as possible, or elixir, however you say that, before you die. And if that will help you so much, just trying to stay alive, not YOLOing. It'll help you so much in getting the elixir needed to purchase your different powers. So, second, choose your powers wisely. And this is definitely a very big important thing. Like, I'm in a fast tank, I will probably go with supernatural power, or wolf strike, something like that. And if I'm a light tank or a tank destroyer, then I'll go for Phantom or Jagged Shells. Something that, if I'm a tank destroyer, it'll be something that increases damage. I don't really go for the Sixth Sense thing, which has that little Eye of Sauron logo thing there where you can see their reload. I don't really go for that. I don't really go for Last Gasp either. Reload booster is pretty good. Wolf Strike, Jagged Shells, I'll usually go for all those. But I can say that the Sixth Sense is helpful in some situations. I have had a few situations where I was like, oh, I can actually use this, and it was fairly helpful. But generally, for those lower tiers, I will go for the Supernatural Power, the Rapid Fire, Wolf Strike, Jagged Shells, or Phantom. However, there are some tanks, like the MT25 for example, I do not recommend going to Supernatural Power with that tank, because the way the tracks are designed, it has a tendency to drift pretty often enough, but when you give it Supernatural Power, every single turn is going to become a drift, and that is not good. Not good at all. You have no control over your vehicle. You're just driving, try to turn, and you just drift out of control. So stay away from Supernatural Power when you're MT25. I do recommend Wolf Strike on the MT25, however, because it is a very nice ramming tank. I rammed a Nightmare just a little while ago in my MT25, and I suffered very little damage. He was full health, and he just completely deleted. So again, choose your powers wisely. As for rare, it's pretty much the same stuff. Epic, I usually don't go for double shot, because the accuracy goes up so much. It's just very, very bad accuracy if you go for that double shot. However, yeah, if you have an autoloader or a very accurate gun, then yeah, I would recommend going for that double shot, especially with an autoloader. Next, on to the third tip, use your powers wisely. Now, this is a pretty simple tip, but it is so important. Like, you wouldn't want to, for example, use, let's say, your invisibility power on a light tank. You wouldn't want to use that right up at the beginning of the game. I would usually use that if I'm trying to escape, or if at the very least, I need to spot the enemy team without getting spotted myself. And remember, it only lasts for 10 seconds, so try not to need it for any longer than that. Second, another thing, that Twister, like on the KV2, for example, the Dust Devil thing, don't just use it on the tanks that are attacking you. I mean, I don't just use it so I can turn around and get an HE into the rear. I will also use it if I am being rushed by another tank, excuse me, because it will mess them up and it'll give me that few extra seconds to reload. Or if I don't have any shots in sight right now, I can just turn over to another enemy. If I can see his outline, I'll hit that twister while he's fighting one of my guys, and it will completely mess him up, and it gives my team a pretty fair chance to be able to beat him. So do be considerate of your teammates, and just look around the battlefield when you're using your powers. Be careful, and use your powers wisely. And finally, the final tip. That's just bad. The final tip. Remember, this is just a fun game mode. Don't rage if you lose. It's just a fun game mode. So that's really all for this video. I hope that it was helpful for you. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. This is M4J Watt Replays, over and out.